Hello friends, today I am going to tell you about 5 of the best Hollywood movies of all time. They may be old, but they are true hidden gems that every movie lover should watch. Make sure you watch this video until the end because I will explain why each of these movies deserves a place on your watch list. What if achieving your dream means sacrificing your peace? Your relationships, and even your health. Would you still chase greatness? Today's movie is not about superheroes, gangsters, or science fiction. It's about ambition, obsession, and the price of becoming the best. Welcome back. Today we are talking about Whiplash, a movie that proves you don't need to explosion or visual effects to keep an audience on the edge of their seats. Let's get into it without major spoiler about the movie. Released in 2014 and directed by Damien Chazelle, Whiplash follows Andrew Neiman, a young jazz drummer who dreams of becoming one of the greatest musicians in history. His life changes when he joins the Allied Jazz Band led by Terence Fletcher, a teacher known for pushing students beyond their limits. What begins as a dream opportunity slowly turns into a psychological battle. Unlike anything Andrew expected, the beauty of Whiplash is that it's incredibly simple. There are no world ending disasters, no complicated plot twists, just one student trying to become extraordinary. But every rehearsal feels more intense than most action movies. The tension builds unnaturally as Andrew struggles to balance his passion, personal life, and relentless pressure. The movie constantly asks an important question: how far should someone go to become the best? Let's talk about characters. Andrew is a character many people can relate to. He is a hardworking, talented, and willing to sacrifice almost everything for success. Then there is a Fletcher. He is not a typical villain. He genuinely wants greatness, but his methods are ruthless. Every scene between these two feels like a battle of wills. Their relationship is what makes the movie unforgettable. What makes it special? One of the biggest strengths of Whiplash is its pacing. Even though it's about music, every performance feels like an action sequence. The editing, camera work, and soundtrack create incredible tension. You don't need to know anything about Jag to enjoy this movie. By the end, you will find yourself emotionally invested in every beat of the drum. For me, Whiplash is not just a movie about music, it's about dedication, discipline, failure, and the cost of chasing perfection. It leaves you think long after the credit roll. It's one of the rare films that gets better time you watch it. If you are looking for a movie that's intense, inspiring, and unforgettable, Whiplash deserves a place on your watch list. Have you watched Whiplash? Do you think success is worth any sacrifice? Share your opinions in comments. Let's go to the next movie, Forest Jump. What if someone told you that one simple man could accidentally become part of the biggest movement in American history? Sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what makes Forrest Jump one of the greatest movies ever created. Released in 1994 and directed by Robert Zemeckis, the Oscar winning masterpiece is not just a movie, it's an emotional journey through life, love, friendship, success, loss, and hope. Whether you have watched it once or 10 times, Forest Jump always leaves you with something new to think about. So, today let's explore why millions of people consider this one of the greatest Hollywood movies ever made. Forest Jump stars Tom Hanks as Forrest, a kind hearted man with a low IQ but an extraordinary outlook on life. The story begins with Forrest sitting on a bench, waiting for a bus, telling strangers the story of his life. As he shares his memories, we discover that Forrest unknowingly becomes part of some of the biggest events of the 20th century. Despite facing bullying, rejection, and countless obstacles, he never stopped moving for me. So that's why Forrest Jump remains one of the greatest Hollywood movies ever made. Have you watched it? What's your biggest moment or lesson from the film? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this review, please comment. Let's talk about the third movie, which is Arrival. What if the greatest weapon does not technology but communication? That's the fascinating idea behind Arrival. Directed by Dennis Villeneuve, the movie begins when mysterious alien spacecraft suddenly appear around the world. Instead of focusing on war or destruction, the story follows linguist Louis Banks, who is asked to communicate with the visitors and uncover the reason for their arrival. What makes Arrival different from the most scientific films is its emotional depth. It's not just about aliens, it's about time, memory, love, and these choices we make in life. Amy Adams delivers an incredible performance, carrying the entire film with emotion and intelligence. The cinematography is breathtaking, the music creates constant suspense, and the ending is both surprising and deeply moving. Rather than relying on action, Arrival keeps you engaged with mystery and thought provoking ideas. It's movie that becomes ever better the second. No Country for Old Men is one of the greatest crime thrillers. What if finding a suitcase full of money became the biggest mistake of your life? Most people would think they had hit the jackpot, but in today's movie, one decision turns an ordinary man into the target of one of the most terrifying killers in cinema history. Today's movie is No Country for Old Men, a film that proves you don't need non-stop action or loud explosions to keep an audience on the edge of their seat. Released in 2007 and directed by the legendary Coen brothers, this Oscar-winning masterpiece is one of the finest crime thrillers ever made. Let's find out why this movie is still considered a classic. About the movie, based on the best-selling novel by Cormac McCarthy, No Country for Old Men, stars Tommy Lee Jones, Josh Brolin, and Javier Bardem. The story is set in Texas during the 1980s and follows Llewellyn Moss, an ordinary hunter whose life changes forever after he discovers the aftermath of a failed drug deal in the desert. Among the bodies, he finds a suitcase filled with millions of dollars. Instead of walking away, he takes the money. From that single decision, everything changes. Soon, he finds himself being haunted by Anton Chigurh, one of the most ruthless and unforgettable villains ever created. At the same time, Sheriff Ed Tom Bell tries to understand the growing violence around him while attempting to stop the bloodshed. Although the story sounds simple, the way it's told is absolutely brilliant. One thing I love about this movie is its realism. Unlike most action thrillers, there are no superheroes, impossible escapes, or extra generated action scenes. Every decision has consequence, every mistake feels real, every scene builds tension naturally. As Moss tries to stay one step ahead, Anton Chigurh follows him with almost unstoppable determination. The movie constantly keeps you wondering what will happen next. There are moments where almost nothing is happening on screen, yet your heart is racing because of the incredible suspense. Instead of relying on background music to create tension, the filmmaker often lets silence do all the work. That silence makes every sound feel important. Every footstep, every door opening, every breath. It creates an atmosphere unlike any other thriller. There are several reasons why this film stands out from their crime thrillers. First, in the direction, the Coen brothers avoid unnecessary action and instead focus on suspense, character development, and realistic storytelling. Second is the cinematography. The wide Texas landscapes create a feeling of isolation and danger. Even beautiful scenery feel threatening. Third is the sound design. Many thrillers depend on loud background music to create excitement. The movie does the opposite. Large portions of the film have almost no music at all. That silence makes every scene feel more intense because you never know when something unexpected will happen. The pacing is another strength. The movie never rushes. It allows every conversation, every chase, and every quiet moments to build tension naturally. Finally, the themes make this movie unforgettable. It's not simply about crime or money, it's about greed, choices, fate, violence, and how one small decision can completely change a person's life. It allows viewers to think, interpret, and discuss the story even after the credit roll. That's one reason people continue talking about the movie years later. It's rare to find a thriller that's both exciting and deeply meaningful. This film achieves that balance perfectly. Every time you watch it, you will notice new details and appreciate the storytelling even more. If you are looking for a crime thriller that's realistic, suspenseful, beautifully made, and filled with unforgettable performance, No Country for Old Men deserves a place on your watch list. It's not just one of the best thriller ever made, it's one of the greatest film in Hollywood history. If you have already watched it, let me know in the comments. Ready for next movie? The Truman Show. Imagine waking up one day and discovering that your entire life has been a lie. Your family is not really your family. Your friends are actors. Your home is a giant television set. And millions of people have been watching your every move since the day you were born. Sounds terrifying, doesn't it? That's exactly the incredible concept behind The Truman Show, one of the most original and thought provoking movies ever made. Released in 1998 and directed by Peter Weir, this film is not just entertainment, it's a powerful commentary on freedom, privacy, and the search for truth. Today, let's explore why The Truman Show remains one of the greatest Hollywood movies of all time. This movie stars Jim Carrey as Truman Burbank, an ordinary man living what seems like a perfect life in the peaceful town of Sea Haven. He has a loving wife, a stable job, friendly neighbors, and everything appears normal. But there is one shocking truth. Truman does not know that his entire life is actually a reality television show. Since the day he was born, hidden cameras have followed him every second of every day. Everyone around him, including his wife, best friend, co workers, and neighbors, is an actor playing a role. The creator of the show, Christoph, has built a massive artificial world where Truman unknowingly lives while millions of viewers watch his life 24 hours a day. As strange events begin to happen, Truman slowly starts questioning the reality he's always believed in. One of the best things about The Truman Show is its unique storytelling. At first, the movie feels light-hearted and even funny. Truman's cheerful personality and perfect little town make everything seem pleasant. But little by little, unusual incidents begin to occur. A stage light mysteriously falls from the sky. People around Truman start behaving in strange ways. He notices familiar faces appearing repeatedly. Radio broadcasts seem to describe his exact movements. The ending is one of the most satisfying and inspiring endings in Hollywood history. It reminds us that while the truth can be fighting, freedom is always worth fighting for. Very few movies make you laugh, think, and feel emotional at all the same time. The Truman Show achieves that effortlessly. It's the kind of film that stays with you long after the credits roll, making you reflect on your own life and the choices you make. If you enjoy a movie that make you think, inspire meaningful conversations and leave a lasting impression, The Truman Show is an absolute must watch. It's not just one of Jim Carrey's finest performances, it's one of the most original and influential films ever made. Let me know your thought in the comments.